Jashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Nitila Pravishno Vishnupar Paramahansa Parivar Jagracharya Shrotra Sasa Shishmar is divine Grace Bhai Charan Bhaktivedanta Goswami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Pramanithananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Sri Radha Govinda Devi Ki Jai Sri Gaurdanitai Ki Jai श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय all glories to Assembly Bodhis, all glories to Assembly Bodhis, all glories to Assembly Bodhis, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayen Nasta Preshu Bhadreshu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Garadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayatam Sudatopango Mama Mandama Tirgati Mat Sarvashwapadam Bujosi Radhamara Namohano Divyadvarindaranya Kalpadrumara Srimat Ratna Gadha Sringhasanasto Srimat Sila Radha Govinda Devo Peshlavi Sevyamano Shmarami Sri Sri Manarasarasarambi Vangshi Vatatata Sitaha Karshana Venur Swanair Gopi Gopinath Sri Stunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pranamami Hari Priye Pranamami Hari Priye Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharinine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Reading from Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 30, Text 8. Akshiptatmendriyastrinam Asatinam cha mayayam Rahor chitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam Akshiptatmendriya strinam asatinam cha mayaya rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam Akshiptatmendriya strinam Asatinam chamayaya Rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam. Someone? Akshiptatmendriya strinam Asatinam chamayaya Rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam. Akshiptatmendriya strinam Asatinam chamayaya Rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam. Akshiptatmendriya strinam Asatinam chamayaya Rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam. Mothers? Akshiptatmendriya strinam Asatinam chamayaya Rahorachitaya lapair Shishunam kalabhashinam. Akshipta charmed, Atma heart, Indriya his senses, Strinam of women, Asatinam false, Cha and Mayaya by Maya, Raha in a solitary place, Rachitaya displayed, Alape by the talking, Shishunam of the children, Kalabhashinam with sweet words. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He gives heart and senses to a woman who falsely charms him with Maya. He enjoys solitary embraces and talking with her. He enjoys solitary embraces and talking with her. And he is enchanted by her sweet words of the small children. So kindly repeat. He gives heart and senses to a woman who falsely charms him with Maya. He enjoys solitary embraces and talking with her. And he is enchanted by her sweet words of the small children. Purport. Family life within the kingdom of illusory energy Maya is just like a prison for the eternal living entity. In prison, a prisoner is shackled by iron chains and iron bars. Similarly, A conditioned soul is shackled by the charming beauty of a woman, by her solitary embraces and talks of so-called love, and by the sweet words of his small children. Thus he forgets his real identity. In this verse, the word strinam asatinam indicates that womanly love is just to agitate the mind of man. Actually, in the material world, there is no love. Both the woman and the man are interested in their sense gratification. For sense gratification, a woman creates an illusory love, and the man becomes enchanted, and by such false love and forgets his real identity. Forgets his duty, his real identity. Like if the Bhāgavatam is going already, the speaker is giving his own interpretation, seeing the words are flowing. When they are children, as a result of such combination, the next attraction is to the sweet words of the children. The love of the woman at home and the talk of the children make one a secure prisoner. And thus, he cannot leave his home. Such a person in turn is termed in Vedic language a grihamedi, which means one whose center of attraction is home. Grihastha refers to one who lives with family, wife, and children, but whose real purpose of living is to develop Krishna consciousness. One is therefore advised to become a grihastha and not a grihamedi. And the grihastha's concern is to get out of the family life created by illusion and enter into real family life with Krishna. Whereas the grihamedi's business is to repeatedly chain himself to so-called family life in one life after another and perpetually remain in the darkness of Maya. Very, very strong words, eh? When I read the verse that I have to talk on, I got frightened. A strike of fear in my heart. Because this is the Bhāgavad. It is the Amala Puran, the spotless. And as we been hearing the verse, Vidyate Hridaya Grantis. Hridaya Granti, it pierces the heart, not within the heart. Vidyate Hridaya Grantis. Chidyante Sarva Sankshaya. Chidyante, it cuts Sarva Sankshaya, all doubts. Shiyante Chasya Karmani. And all your karmas is burnt up, is evaporated. Jnana Agni, by the Jnana, by the knowledge of the Bhagavad. Jnana Agni, Dagna Karmanam. The Agni, the fire of knowledge, burns our karmas away. This is the Bhagavad, this is the spotless Puran, the Amala Puran. And it is also meant for those who are Tatha Paramahansanam Muninam Amala Atmanam. Amala Atmanam, those whose Atma is free from all mal. So you must have that cut, you must cut all the doubt, it cleans the heart, and when it's cleaning the heart, some pain is there, some, Hridaya Granti Yahu. Ato Griha Kshetra Sutapta Vritair Janasya Mohoyam Aham Mameti. This is the beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. Let me just see who is trying to want something here. 1 second, eh? Okay. Purport, so we are fortunate to have this purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And all his purports are so clear. It's clear is crystal clear. Like when I found Srila Prabhupada's books as a child, just hearing the name, Science of Self-Realization, I couldn't believe that there was a book with that name. The Science of Self-Realization. The name was so amazing. And then when I read the contents of the book, like doubts were immediately dispelled. And one gentleman in England, I recall, he had made a comment. He said that Srila Prabhupada's books and his purports have saved Hinduism, but I would say it has saved humanity. All the Christians and the Muslims and everyone who reads the purports and presented by Srila Prabhupada, the purports presented by Srila Prabhupada, they get relief from the suffering, from the burning suffering of the material world. Because Pungsam striyam mitunibhavametam, as this verse is saying, Pungsam striyam mitunibhavametam. The shackles of the material world, in the finer sense, in the subtle sense, those shackles are so strong that you cannot see the chain, but the chains are there. Like I remember, one beautiful katha with Raghunath Das Goswami. When he wanted to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to leave home so badly he wanted to leave home, that any opportunity he get, he would have left home. And he tried, but they bring him back many times. And then his father arranged for him to marry a beautiful girl, so beautiful. And it had no interest to him. The beautiful girl didn't have any interest to him. Having that attraction and for the Supreme Lord, for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he lost all attraction for the material world. And his mother was telling his father, why don't you shackle him put the guards and have the guards shackle him and lock the rooms up? His father said, my dear foolish woman, can't you see? I have the shackles there for him, and those shackles mean nothing to him. What was the shackles? The shackles were the beautiful girl that he got married to. Yeah? Not that we shouldn't get married to beautiful girls. We should. We should get married to beautiful girls. But the real beauty of a woman is in her intelligence, in her good character. That external beauty might allure us and captivate us, but that external beauty are the shackles that will bind us to the material world. So, once Srila Satsrup Das Goswami was asked by Srila Prabhupada, his desk was very close to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was translating. And he asked to Satsrup Das Goswami, what is another word for saying being bound? And he said, shackles. Srila Prabhupada said, yes. Like if, the divine consciousness pervading the disciples and the guru, the divine consciousness is pervading there. And the perfect question is coming from the disciple, and the perfect answer is flowing. Perfect questions and perfect answers. And this is Krishna's, like Srila Prabhupada said, this movement is Krishna. So, from within the heart, the answer is coming from within the disciple also. And Srila Prabhupada had such respect for his disciples because he lifted them and he put them on the transcendental platform. So, Pungsam striyam mitunibhavam etam tayor mitopi parayeta grihavratanam matirna krishne parate swarova mitobi parayeta grihavratanam andanta gobir vishatam tamishram purna chaivita chaivananam. No amount of material, adjustment in the material world could help us to understand Krishna. No amount of adjustment, Srila Prabhupada said. And all the provisions that are here in the material world, in the prison, all the provisions are in the prison to keep you in prison. And people are simply manipulating those facilities to make the prison house more comfortable. They're simply manipulating these, making adjustment, and most time doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And that is the sum total of our foolishness, our conditioning in the material world. Matirna Krishne parata svatova mitopi parayeta grihavratanam. As Srila Prabhupada is saying, Griha Medi, those in the material world attached to sense gratification, opulent life, Griha Vratanam, they are in taking the vow or taking the guidance of the senses, and they are being carried away on the waves of Maya. The example Srila Prabhupada sometimes gives is that when you have the horse and the chariot, and you doesn't have the reins to control the horses, then the chariot will be taken in any direction. Taken here, taken there, get this, get that, have this, have that. Go up the street, like one time His Holiness Lokanath Swami was saying, there is so much facility in the material world that you can go to the cinema, you can get something to eat and drink, you can come back and go to the bar and then go across the street and then go and check your friend and come back now. That amount of facility is there. In the previous time, there weren't so much facility. So everyone was more controlled and more, sattvic, and live in the villages. And not much sense gratification was available in the villages. Like in the cities, it is so much sense gratification. So, as this verse says, Purna Chaivita Chaivananam. It's like chewing the chewed. Constantly chewing the chewed. If someone were to chew something like sugar cane, as we know, the example, we chew the sugar cane, and then we spit it out, and then we go and take the same sugar cane, and we chew it again, and we chew it again, thinking that there would be some happiness, thinking that there would be some happiness. But actually, there is no happiness there. There is no sweetness there. And more we would try to arrange something to put back some sweetness there, to make some adjustment to put back some sweetness there. But we would be baffled. We will be baffled in our hope. Moga Sha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana, Vichetasa, Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva, Prakritim Mohinim Shvitaha. And in this way we become more demoniac and more patanti narka sochu, Moha Jala Samavrita, Prasakta Kama Bogeshu, Patanti narka sochu. Srila Prabhupada quote this very verse, nice verse in his prayers when he was coming off the boat. Evam janananam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama bikama prapatam prasangat kritva atmasat sura rishina bhagavana grihita hevahi soham katamas vrishije tava britya sevam. This prayer is by Prahlad Maharaj. He said, I was following the general populace in the material world. Evam jananam nipatitam, fallen man, prabhavahi kupe. And they were like in a dark well. Srila Prabhupada said, blind well. Blindness means dark. Andha, andahir. And Srila Prabhupada always talk about the blind leading the blind. When the blind leading the blind, they will all fall into a ditch. Kama bikama, sense gratification. Kama krodha vimuktanam yatinam yatachetasam. Kama dusporena alanalena cha. That kama, bikama, anuya prapatam prasangat. That sangha of, following the senses and sense gratification is like the blind leading the blind, and we will all go into the ditch. The ditch of Maya, the ditch of Sangsarasmin Mahagore, Janama Mrityu Samakule. Sangsarasmin. Sangsara, Adavanala Lila Loka. Samsara Davanala Lila Loka. Pranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam. This Davanala, Sangsara Davanala, this material existence which is like a burning fire. But Tranaya Karunaya, by the mercy of the spiritual master, which is like the rain that pours forth to stop the burning fire. Srila Prabhupada said, if you have a great forest fire, the only hope is not your buckets and your brigades and so forth. You have to depend on the rain, the mercy of Krishna to bring that rain to stop that fire. And then that fire will stop. So by the mercy of the spiritual master, Sangsara Dava Naralila Loka Tranaya Karunaya. Karunaya, by the karuna, by the mercy of the spiritual master, that fire can come down. And we see that Srila Prabhupada have done that in this material world. Instead of increasing the fever, like this purport here is not to increase the fever of material life. Like if someone has a fever and he increases the fever, death will come shortly. But if he reduces the fever, so this purport here is to reduce the fever in the material life, to reduce the fever. Not that we shouldn't marry beautiful girls and have beautiful children in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, he set the perfect example. When he saw so much beautiful, these American people, when they were so young, in the European, he said that those were the, somewhere in Europe, they were the most beautiful girls. He got them all married. Initially, he got them all married. He married them in Krishna consciousness. So not that you shouldn't have a beautiful wife. You'll be alert, yes, definitely. But then he also praised the Western way of life. Srila Prabhupada praised that, in a technical way and directly also. He said in India, that great land of India, Bharatavarsha, you would very rarely hear of divorce. You would very rarely hear of someone leaving home to go and join some temple or some, mission. They would have some, But that person getting married, his responsibility, he will not leave. He will think of his responsibility to his wife, to his children, to his father, to his mother. But whereby in the Western world, the family life was being broken so easily. And he saw that they were breaking their family life so easily. So then what he gave them? He gave them sannyas. Take sannyas and go and preach. Yeah? Purify yourself, And then, in the same purport, Srila Prabhupada is giving the clarity, is a grihasta ashram. Grihasta ashram. That we get married, yes, to the beautiful girl. We have nice children. But we train them up in Krishna consciousness. We train them properly in Krishna consciousness. We take to the path. We're chanting the Maha Mantra, 16 rounds every day, and constantly chanting after that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, becoming grihastas and not being grihameri, not trying to only fulfill the senses and the sense gratification. Because the senses and the sense gratification will be lost in the material world. Avritam jnanam etena. It covers our real knowledge. Sense gratification. Avritam jnanam etena jnanino nitya vairina. Kama rupena kongtriya duspurenana alena cha. It is never satisfied and it's burned like fire. Śrimad Bhāgavad Gita says, if you keep adding the fuel to the fire will be constantly burning, more and more. And it will be never satisfied, it will constantly burn. So, Queen Kunti have said, Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shibir Idana Marana Puman Naivi Abhihatum Vai Tomakinchana Gochara Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shibir opulent birth, Shuta, good learning, Sri, beauty, Sribir, Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shibir Idana Marana Puman. It intoxicates one. And how does it intoxicate one? It captivates you. It keeps you alert. Yeah, and she said, Twama kinchana gochara. You will not be able to call out to the Lord with a sincere heart. If you are captivated by all the sense gratification and the opulent life and the materialistic attraction, you might be able to call to the Lord sometime, but not with a sincere heart. Not with a sincere heart. She said, Edana marana puman. It intoxicates one. And when one is intoxicated, he doesn't know of his real identity. He cannot come to his real identity if he's intoxicated. That's why there is no intoxication. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex life. The pure devotee has given these principles. These principles are from the Vedic culture and the Vedic scriptures. They are not manufactured. They are therefore to purify the soul. They are there to purify us and establish us in our constitutional position. Krishnera Nityadas. Hirshikesha, Hirshikena, Sevanam Bhakti Uchite. Hirshikesha. Hirshikesha, Hirshikena. We have the senses, which is Hirshika. And there is the Hirshikesha, who is the owner of the senses. So our business is Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. We have our senses. Yes. Indriyani paranya hu indriyebhya paramang mana manasastu para buddhi yo buddhe paratastusa. Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, he is the highest. He is transcendentally situated. Yes. Atma also is transcendentally situated. But higher than the mind, higher than the senses is the mind, higher than the mind is the intelligence. Higher than the intelligence is the soul. Atma. So we must control the mind and senses. Jitamana prashantasya paramatma samahita. When we can control the mind and senses, then paramatma samahita. Paramatma, the soul, the super soul within the heart, antarayami, will be there to give us guidance. Because we all need guidance. Everyone needs guidance. And then when we call to the Lord with a sincere heart, with a sincere purpose, then that Lord will reciprocate with us. And in the beautiful pastime of Draupadi, calling to the Lord. When she called to the Lord, he responded. because she was sincere, she was in difficulties. And Queen Kunti said, let difficult vipada santu tata shashvat tata tata jagat guru abhavato darshanam yatsyat puna bhava adarshanam. Vipada, let miseries come and again. Because when miseries come, when anxieties come, then I can call to the Lord with a sincere heart. Vipada santu tashta shashvat tata tata jagat guru abhavato darshanam yat punar bhava darshanam. Yes, and when we call to the Lord with a sincere heart, when we are in miseries, when we are in pain, when we are in anxiety, then punar bhava, we will not see the repetition of birth and death. Because why? We would see Krishna. We will get Krishna. We would call to Krishna. When we see Krishna, when we call to Krishna, she said that alone can stop. But that remembrance of Krishna, that alone can stop the repetition of birth and death in the material world. So, she also said the beautiful verse, Namo kinchana vitaya nivrita gunavrittaye atmarama shantaya kalvaya pataye namaha. My Lord, you are akinchana gochara. You are the property of the materially impoverished. Those who can own the Lord, those who can own the Lord, those who can lay claim to the Supreme Lord. And in the Bible it said, for the humble and the meek, or it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go back to the heaven of the Lord. Why? Because the person who is rich with all these different type of facility, he cannot sincerely call to the Lord. Like Gajendra. Gajendra was in such difficulty that he called to the Lord with a sincere heart, and the Lord reciprocated. I heard that the Lord had problem that day. Even not the Lord, but he doesn't have any problem. But the carrier, Garuda, had problem that day. Because the Lord wanted to come so much that while the Lord is coming and Garuda is bringing the Lord, he was in some kind of despondency, thinking, I cannot feel the Lord on my body today. Because the Lord himself wants to come to save his disciple, the Gajendra. How much Lord is wanting to come to save us? How much Lord is wanting to come to save us? Like Srila Prabhupada said, the closest thing in this material world to God's love is a mother's love. The love that a mother has for the child. And we know that for sure. If the mother is in a different location and the child is in a different location, over the seas, very far, over the mountains, so far away, if something goes on with that child, the mother, she feels that pain. Immediately the mother feels that pain because there's a connection. There's a connection between the mother and the child. And Srila Prabhupada said that the closest thing to that in the material world, that love in the material world that we have for the Supreme Lord, or the Supreme Lord has for us, is the love that the mother has for the child. And sometimes I think also, that is may be so true. And in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita say, Pita Hamasya Jagato, Mata Data Pita Maha. He is the mother also. Krishna is the Pita, Mata, Data. He is that relationship we have with Krishna. That is our eternal relationship. We have no other relationship in this material world. With wife, with children, with mother, with father. All those relationships are false. Relationship, like I was hearing Arjun Prabhu was giving the example. I came to the Bhagavad Gita class that night and he was saying such a nice example. Even with the demigods, we have no relationship with them. We might go to them for this and, Alpamedasa. Devan devo yajo yanti mad bhakti. But my bhakta, my devotee, he has that relationship with me. That is the relationship we have. We have no other relationship, and that is genuine. And Srila Prabhupada said this is not a material concoction. No, this is not some kind of adjustment to attract someone, falsely attract someone. No, this is not a mental concoction. This is the truth. Yeah? So, that our relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishnera Nitya Dasa, Krishna is within the heart of every living entity, and our relationship with Krishna is eternal and permanent. Mama Ivangsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. The angsas, the living entities in the material world, they are my parts, and they are eternally related to me. Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manaha Sastana Indrayani. They are lost in the material world. Manaha Sastana Prakriti Stani Karashati. They are struggling, from in material existence. But their relationship with the Supreme Lord is eternal, is not manufactured, is not concocted. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunai Shavanadi Sudachita Karaudai. That in the heart of the living entity is that Krishna Prem. That a relationship with Krishna, that attraction for Krishna, that, Vidnohuti Surit Satam. That when it's been cleansed within the heart, Tara Rajastamo Bhava, Kamara Lobareshe, Cheta Etirana Vidam, Sitam Satve Prasiddhati. He would be situated in the Shuddha Sattva, in the pure goodness. When his heart is cleansed and he comes to the transcendental mode, Sitam Satve Prasiddhati, and then he becomes an Evam Prashana Manasa Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata. His mind becomes enlightened. Enlightenment is there. Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashit. From within the heart, the Guru, the spiritual master, Krishna, is revealing and guiding and developing that relationship with Krishna. Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashit. So, Evam Prashana Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata Bhagavad Tattva Vigyan Mukta Sangasya Jayate. And this is the hope. This is the hope for Krishna consciousness. Nothing manufactured, directly, channeled and rearranged and orchestrated and given by Guru and Bhagavata. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, Sampare Vipare Marane. It doesn't matter. That beautiful song is saying that Arpilutum apare Nanda Kishore, everything. Manasa Deho Geho Jo Kichumur, Arpilutum apare, Arpitam, Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi. With mind and intelligence, we surrender to the Supreme Lord. Constantly surrendering all the time. How we can surrender to the Lord all the time? In any condition, in any situation, not manufactured, not concocted. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Constantly surrendering. You could be in the train, you could be out the train, you could be in the subway, you could be taking the prasadam, you could be upstairs in the room, you could be taking a shower, you could be visiting your family, you could be under the influence of your boss with some hard work, but you can constantly chant. Always surrendering. Lord, you are mine. I am yours. And you are mine. I have nothing else. I have no one else but you. And we constantly surrendering like that. And I am trying this part also, and I know everyone here is trying this part, and I am getting an opportunity to speak here in the Bhagavad. But this is the transcendental realm. This is the grihasta. Not that we become inimical and we become antagonistic towards the family life and the beautiful girls and the children. Yes, it is there. But if we do not have Krishna, we do not add Krishna to our lives, then, we are secured prisoners, as the verse said. We are secured prisoners in the prison of Maya. Daivi esha gunamayi, Krishna says. Daivi esha gunamayi, mama Maya durataya. Yes, difficult. It's difficult to overcome. But mam eva ye prapadyanti. If one keeps surrendering to me, how is surrendering to me? Lord, I am your servant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We come into the Mangalarati. When you come to the Mangalarati this morning, every morning, but Srimati Radharani looks so beautiful. The whole contrast, the whole background, everything was, I don't know. The devotees are so, fixed in their worship of Radha Govinda. Sometimes I simply do my service. Because I know everybody else is doing the service. I love this place. This place is a beautiful place. So I sincerely do my service, offering myself to the Lord. And I know that everyone is doing their part. And they are worshiping the Lord in such a beautiful way. So when we come here in the Sangha, in the Sangha, Mukta Sangha, that evam janananam nipatitam prabhava hikupe. The Cooper, that was the main point, the dark well. But Kritva Atmasata, we can become like Krishna, Surasena, the Sura Rishinas, like the Suras, the gods on earth. The gods on earth are the devotees, headed by the Senapati Bhakta Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. We can Koro Mora Atmasat, and that beautiful verse in the from the Gurudeva Kripa Bindu Diya says that I am devoid of all knowledge, all strength, asakti, sakti buddhihina, ami atidina, Koro Mora Atmasata. Bring me close to you, Gurudev. Make me like you. Yeah, we want to become like Guru. Because, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said we can even become Guru, but not ordinarily. We have to become qualified. Become Guru and Koro Mora Atmasat. Kritva Atmasat Surasena Bhagavan Gretahi. Sohama Katam Vrishnujaye Tava Britya Sevam. How could I give up that service? Srila Prabhupada was writing this beautiful verse by Prahalad Maharaj. How could I give up the service of my spiritual master? And we see with that all that determination, all that conviction, all that sincere endeavor to carry out the orders of the spiritual master. Because he said we must make the words of our spiritual master our life and soul. The words of the spiritual master is a life and soul. Take it so seriously. Like Srila Radha Swami made a very nice point. He said, if there is something that you would not want to die for, but I think he was quoting one of the great freedom fighters. If there is something that you doesn't want to die for, there is not something tangible that you would want to live for. So this Krishna consciousness, you must want to die for it. Giving your life and soul, and then Krishna will reciprocate.